One of my deepest passions has always been to allow the world to see into my soul, provide a piece of me for the world to see, and just be transparent. And one of the ways that I hope to accomplish this, or that I do accomplish this, is through writing, which has been a passion of mine for as long as I can remember. I love to express myself in any form I possibly can, and one of those is a written art form. So I think I gained inspiration for this from one of Ian Crossland's latest videos, which was entitled Publishing the Book, I do believe, where he had written some different pieces throughout his college career, and he shared them with everyone. So borrowing a page from his book, no pun intended, I thought I'd share with you some of my writings throughout the course of my life that uh, just a celebration of life in whatever form it's in at that point in time. So this was a book. I had lived in Florida for a couple years. Until I was 19, I lived in Michigan, and then I moved to Florida for a couple years, and I was just trying to defeat the thralls of addiction at this point. And I had written a book previous to this, two books called, not published, called Timeless Testament 1 and Timeless Testament Volume 2. This book that I'm going to be reading out of to you, for you, is called A New Approach, and this was basically regathering myself and trying to project myself through writing into a new frame of mind, into a new existence. So I'd like to share just a couple with you. This first one is called Transcending History, written on February 20th, 2005. It's taken a generation like forever to see. I must be driven, though I'm living wrong, you see it in me. I see my future, take my past, and know I'm destined to be something great. Aristotle, Poe, and Newton to me represent civilizations facing problems that we, as people, couldn't comprehend. That's for descendants to read. Short of being what Yahweh the Father made us to be, basically got a problem with all the facts that I see. Hastily put together, it's like a crutch for the weak. I feel release as I'm breaking the Dutch. It cultivates me. Just another example of how progression can be misrepresented. I struggle with lessons flowing through me. Knowing that we in the future were so capable of connecting, underrated, I'm jaded, seeing no mental telepathy, through questioning what was handed down to us in the tree, cosmic and nature related, as it's channeling me. I adamantly request our species to evolve and to seek, cause a rift in the current pattern, excel to our peak. So, I mean, that's just basically a synopsis of how I felt at that time. You know, I was still struggling with the pitfalls of addiction, just really trying to regather myself and postulate some type of response to everything that had been battering me from that moment. I don't want to have too much delay. This was written while I was in Florida. A friend of mine had been killed in a car accident. Her name was Rebecca. And I learned this was pretty traumatic at the time. I mean, it's still hard to deal with, but death is a fact of life. But at the time, it really struck me. I wrote a writing about her. It's called Accompanied by Angels. It was written on March 1st, 2005. The little heading underneath the title is called To the Beauty in Us All, in loving memory of Becca O'Connor. My tears fall for this fallen angel. With expressions of beauty that touched every plane, it remains to be seen if life can ever regain the momentum it took in a course with you on this earth, never ending with death, beginning with the moment of birth. Your smile took captive the souls that witnessed this most blessed event. It's hard to describe the future that holds your soul above. Every one of us lost a piece of our heart. We treasure and hold it so close to us, for but a moment we part. So, I mean, I have numerous examples here, probably ones that I'm not comfortable sharing quite yet. I guess that's a fear factor coming into play, but I guess we come in strides. We allow ourselves to be seen in strides. I guess the whole experience of being on YouTube is to allow myself to be transparent to the world, because when you're truly comfortable with yourself, the world will, I believe, will respond to that comfortability. Okay, this one's called. Okay, I'm gonna. Since I moved back to Michigan, I began a new book. This was after I'd actually got out of rehabilitation and started just feeling a rush of emotion, what had been absent for such a long period of time. And I just began to write once again, and I really felt compassionate. The passion just flowing through me on a number of levels. as the time limit is kind of constricted here, I'm going to try to pick one I think you'd enjoy. Sorry for this delay. All right, this one this one was written about a woman that I knew, a girl that I knew. I never actually shared my feelings with her. She was in my intro to government class, and we became pretty good friends. But she really touched me, and I never really expressed to her, as will become clear through the title. I never vocalized my affection for her. So the name of this writing is called Implicit. My eyes seem to focus on every movement you make. Every truth that I thought I knew seems to crumble away. Such is life, each perception comes with reality's taste. So I savor through writing the flavor offered today. Auditorial playgrounds become enchanted, they're laced in every step, each suggesting that fate is bound by your grace. Time's escaping me, how could I ever want to awaken? Every line is a window of time defining sensation, anticipated soliloquies in the art of persuasion. Continue racing, but finish lines seem so far in relation. You were designed as an angel, your beauty anchors my heart, destined articles multiplied at the height of my sorrow. My velocity equaled by every answer I sought, each regarding the question as motivation enough. It's so sudden, the change of a heart can come as a dream, or as light at the end of a song's reply to a queen. Silent meanings would heighten the role I thought you could play. Every hour that's passing is like my destiny's wake. I'll leave today as a hallmark for every thought you perceive, and if you need me, I'll be there to try to offer the meaning. So as you can see, I really enjoy just expressing myself in a written art form. I believe it connects to my spirit and allows others to really gain an understanding of where I'm coming from and how I feel at the innermost levels of who I am. I'll read you one final one. I had a friend named Jessica. I have a friend named Jessica. We were best friends for a long time. We went to school since we were in kindergarten together. She lives in Texas now. I'm not exactly sure where, but she moved to Texas. Our relationship also suffered during my addiction. Pretty much every relationship that I had did suffer. But this, I wrote this writing for her just after a long hiatus of not having any contact with her whatsoever. It's called As the World Turns, and it's written on October 10th, 2006. A moment of bliss, whispered confessions of living, told to me as I would exit lessons of prison. Breathtaking beauty, the one I knew was my half, the other half, always excelled beyond any grasp. Stories would circulate through a chain of our peers, until it reached me, the teachings provide reflection and tears. Years of a friendship record your essence as love. Wonder still demonstrates what I left undiscovered. Some things lie in a vision that doesn't get to be told. Such is true with the saga of you and me in this role. Rest assured that you'll be there with me as long as I live. Every breath in pictorial frames I wish I could give you. But now you're gone and I see that the world's constantly moving. We evolve or we live in a lie that fate is secluded. But true to life, I will love you until the day that I leave. And when I breathe, I'm releasing you from my soul to my dreams. So that's just brief examples of one of the ways I like to express myself, and I believe that writing it on paper and manifesting itself and just talking about it makes it real in some sense and allows people to see inside. I guess it's mainly for me, mainly just putting myself out there and allowing people to well, at the time it's just putting my feelings on paper, and it really gives me a sense of satisfaction and well-being, and just makes me feel fulfilled that I was able to complete this, a positive aspect, and contribute to the overall good, I believe. So that's just a piece of me. I hope they have more sessions soon.